Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, which most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Kelly and welcome to Be in the Change, where this started as a New Year's resolution in 2019 with me stating out loud that I was breaking up with fear, I was breaking up with shame, and I was breaking up with guilt, followed by a weekly video for an entire year, and I am now going into the 5th year. I'm on my 5th year. I haven't missed any weeks. One week I played a rerun, but I did not miss any weeks, which is amazing. And 2020 was to be kinder and more compassionate to myself and others, which I'm still working on. 2021 was to break up with processed sugar, which I am now sugar, flour, wheat, and caffeine free. I will have 11 months of abstinence on April the 6th, if I'm able to keep going, which I pray that I am. And then 2022 was to attach an income to what it is that I do. And you guys, I have the best news ever. Last week, right after I did my video, I got a $26 deposit into my account from Facebook. So I actually got paid. It's like they heard my video. You know, whenever you're talking to your phone, it's recording you. They got the memo, which is awesome. And then 2023, I forget what it was. Oh, not to weigh myself every single day, which I started off weighing myself every other day. I was able to put my scale away a little over 2 weeks ago. It was suggested to me by someone that I wasn't trusting myself and I wasn't trusting God by leaving the scale out. And it was like a form of control, and it was my addiction talking to me, my food addiction talking to me. And you know what's so funny, not funny, ironic, is it wasn't about the scale. It was how this person talked to me and gave me a different perspective on looking at it. And I think that's what I want my video to be about today. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And the first time I heard about putting the scale away, it was like, you know, you're listening to your addiction if you keep that scale out. Well, guess what? That does not make me want to put the scale away. When somebody speaks to me like that, it makes me want to say, screw you, I'm not doing what you're telling me. And so learning to be kinder and more compassionate and, you know, say things. I've learned this years ago and I never knew there was a third part of this. Say what you mean what you say, and don't say it mean. And, you know, say what you mean what you say, and don't say it mean. I always had a sideways screw you put in there, and I'm going to give you guys an example of what I used to do. So, and a lot of times I was hurt or mad at the person, and that's where, and you would kind of do it like, I would kind of do it like sarcastic, like I'm being funny, but it was like my mean side dig. So when I was speaking to somebody about money, somebody wanted money from me and sent me a message that they wanted money from me, and would I give it to them? And then I said, no, I'm not giving you the money. And then this person came back with, I think you're greedy. And the old Michelle would be like, I'm not greedy. And I would have to prove to you that I'm not greedy, and I would give you the money because I don't want you to think I'm greedy. So I said, I'm okay with that. And they're like, okay, you're going to send me the money. And I said, no, I'm okay with you thinking that I'm greedy, which was huge. That was God, because I used to be so worried about what other people thought of me. That would destroy me if somebody thought I was greedy, because I needed to prove I'm not greedy. I now know that I'm not greedy, and I don't have to prove that to anybody. I know that, and anybody who knows me knows that. And if you believe that about me, that's okay. I'm okay with that. So this person says, I think you're greedy. And I say, I'm okay with that. And then I say, I am now going to take over what you were asking me to do. However, I won't charge you. So instead of saying, the say what you mean what you say, and don't say it mean. And this is a process, and it took me a long time because I never thought I was mean either. But I learned to say, next time, first I said, I'm not giving you the money. I don't care if you think I'm greedy. And P.S., I'm taking over this job. However, I won't charge you. And that was my secret screw you. So new Michelle says it like this: I'll be taking over this from now on. And thank you for all the support you've done up until now. I really appreciate it. I could not do that before. It is a process, and it took me a long time. And so a lot of times how I spoke to people was really a reflection on how I spoke to myself. So when I had a sideways screw you in there, I was still angry. I was still hurt, and I could not be myself and just say, I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you this money. It's okay what you think about me. Thank you for all your support and help up until now. So I'm learning this, and I have to tell you, people hear me now. People listen to me now. And when I talk to people like that, I'm sure they shut me down just like I used to do to other people when they say those things to me. So it's been a little over 2.5 weeks since I've weighed myself. However, today I was having such a great day. And I swear, whenever I feel good, I'm doing good, good things are happening, it's like I need to sabotage myself in some way. And all of a sudden today, I got to all 3 of my meetings. I'm in 3 12-step programs. I got to 1 for each of the programs that I'm in, which I'm so grateful for. I got to go to line dancing. I cooked all my food. I measured it. I got to physical therapy. I've done everything that I'm supposed to do. And I wanted to weigh myself. Somehow, with speaking about it out loud and sharing that, I shared it in my 1 meeting, it leaves me. It's like once it comes out of my mouth, I forgot about it. And I could have weighed myself at physical therapy today. And by the time I got there, I even forgot. And there, you know what? There was a scale right by where I put my coat, but it wasn't on the floor. But I just looked at it, and it didn't make me want to do that. So there is such a power in getting things out of our mouth, out of our heads, and out of our bodies. And I want to suggest things to you because I do this every single day. First of all, I write down all of my food every day. And I didn't want to do this when I started, by the way. I wanted to do it at the end of the day. And a woman said to me, no, you have to do it in the morning. So I was like, fine, I'll do it. But I was pissed. But I do it. And I do it every day, and it's so much easier. And now I journal every single day. And I have to tell you that journaling has helped me so much. And I started during the pandemic. And one of the things that I started, because I really didn't know what to write or how to write, but what I started doing was writing down a couple of things that I was grateful for, and I would put the date. And then as time went on, I started to have other feelings and emotions, and I started to write those down and put the date. And I've done this every single day since I started, and it's been a couple of years now. However, I'm going to leave you with this. Some days I don't do it, and I'll have 2 or 3 days in a row that I'll write down, but I'm better doing it right when it's happening, or the day of, or the morning after the day happens, because it's fresh and I remember it. And the more time goes on, the more I forget about what has happened or what is happening. But there's such a power in getting negative thoughts, negative emotions out of your body, out of my body. It is a release. And in one of the places that I go, they say, whenever you share something, it cuts it in half. So leaving all of these negative emotions, negative things that have happened to you, traumas in your body, it affects you physically, mentally, spiritually, and you get sick and stay sick, and you get into addictions and stay in them. And the addiction, I'm going to tell you about addiction. I am an expert in addiction, and how I'm an expert is because I've lived with it my whole life, and I've been in recovery from my first addiction since I've been 18, and I'm now over 33 years in recovery. And as the years have gone on, I've been able to address my other addictions because I have many of them. So one of the things that I can tell you about an addiction, and this is how you know if you have them, if you get that feeling like, I really shouldn't be doing this, but I'm just going to do it anyway, and you can't stop yourself from doing it, that is an addiction. If you know that if you eat bread, once you eat bread, you're going to eat the whole loaf, that is an addiction. If you know you shouldn't be doing something for your kids, but you just do it anyway because it's easier, you can't stop yourself, that is an addiction. It's a disease. It is a sickness, and it is not your fault that you have it. Imagine this, and somebody shared this with me years ago, and it has helped me so much. If you knew of a person who had lung cancer, would you ask them to run a mile? Would you expect a person with lung cancer to run a mile? Guess what? I used to think if you're related to me, 2 miles, put your sneakers on and go. And really, a person with lung cancer can't run a mile, and a person who's in an active addiction cannot stop themselves. And it is not your fault. You can't help them. You can't stop them. It is when they hit bottom, they have to reach out for help. You can't get the help for them. They need to get it on their own. So this is your sign, signing off. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, stay safe, and I'll see you all next week.